Batho kaofela. Welcome to the Banter with Mohaukwebo. I'm Mohaukwebo. Like sharing my views, my opinion, and I've planned for quite some time to come to you and talk about Eugene Khoza go MacG podcast. For those who don't know me, I've been around for quite some time. I have created a lot of content. I think right now we're sitting over 30 videos and we're doing very good, over 3,000 views. Those of you who understand the language of YouTube and analytics, they would say, we know the 3,000 views. Now let's get you to the 1,000 subscribers so that you could start making business with YouTube. But that's the journey we're going there. Today I just want to talk about the there are times where I get to watch an episode and I get to be moved. Like every time, I just don't get enough of Steve Harvey. When I'm not feeling good and I just want inspiration, I just put Steve Harvey. There's no week that can pass where I'm not consuming either his motivation, work that he's done, including his comedies and everything. I'm sorry for that. So the episode landed very nice. Last time I checked it, I think it was seated at 400k views. It's an enlightening, awakening type of an episode that allows you to really affirm yourself in your own space, your own challenges. I watched the episode yesterday because what's my tradition. When Max puts up the episode, I just give it time because also I work. I'm a parent and I just wanna gauge, and sometimes I might not feel the right energy. Like the Steny Hazen episode, I still haven't gathered enough energy to watch it. I don't know. I've got calls from my guys to say, yo dog, go watch the episode, give a brother a chance and listen, and then come make a reaction on it. But that time is not here. Let's talk about what I have learned on the episode. Eugene Khoza, when he was at MacG's Podcast&Chill podcast. They've spoken about many things. His view towards life, it's self-affirming. Those who don't know Eugene Khoza is that comedian, funny, beautiful spirit, like energy, that used to appear on Nedbank's adverts. I think your 2010, those times, I think he was quite at his peak. He's on the same class of comedian that started together with Trevor Noah. He's spoken about a lot of people in the space of comedy right now that are currently running. Kagiso Lidiga, all those guys. That's when they started in Newtown Horror Cafe. So he relayed the story. I can feel it because I walked those steps as a performing artist who was interested with much more than just being in front, but creating the path that I wanted to go. And then the question was asked that how is it that he left so much a high-paying gig like Nedbank and just like that. So he explains it in a bit that he experienced a bit of a loss, actually a lot of a loss. And I remember listening to him on different interviews where I got to learn that I think he lost his kid. I think he also lost some members of his family. So all those things are happening at the height of his career. And I related to that, and he is funny. The entire episode is funny. Like from when it starts, how they interact with one another. This was beautiful. Mac, the king, was always, just giving us exactly and, allowing the guy to speak. I remember there's a space where he's talking about this Yoko, Yuka. Hey, there's this, hallucinogen situation that they're talking about. It's like you go to a certain place, and when you get there, obviously you need to be a person who has already been getting ready in terms of diet, things that you need to eat. So there's this place where you go, and then when you arrive there, they actually allow you, and there's something that you drink, and that thing just takes you back into a reality where probably you might have lived before. You experience things that, some of them things that he's spoken about, and especially about his experience. He's speaking about seeing himself during the time of Pharaoh in Egypt, the role that he was playing at that time. But what was so traumatizing, or maybe scary, about the whole movie, about the whole podcast, was that he says that when he was gotten a chance to be given an interpretation of all these visions, what had happened, what all did this mean, he says that they say that he was a famous person before. He received a lot of adoration from his fans, and then, but he got killed doing what he loved. And guess what? In that experience of him being given something to drink, and then he goes through that aspect of it, I'll remember the name of that thing right now. I keep on forgetting these things, and I'm making episodes about them, and I damn have to make a research and just get a put, or maybe put something here, but it's neither here or there. We're gonna get to a better stage. We're talking about this podcast right now. So the state that he found himself in allowed him to travel into different lives that he lived before. He lived a life as someone who was building, part of people that were building and saving the Pharaoh, taking artifacts, carrying stuff for long distance. And he also explains the history of black people, Egyptians, in those times, that there was no time for slavery. There was no time for people to be mistreated. Those pyramids that you see, those huge sphinx structures that you see, those were people doing those duties out of love, out of saving the gods. So he found himself being part of that, moving fast forward to be standing in the most like your Greek medieval period, where he was standing almost like, if you have watched movies where there is this huge amphitheaters and people are either fighting, or it's bullfighting, or it's whatever. So he also, this particular trance take him to that particular space, and then he says everything feels real, and the reason why I just first started with that, it's an hour long podcast, and it's covering a lot of things. It's that it really touched me. It's an experience that I would love to do it. It's an experience that I would love to, because I feel that I need more understanding with what, as a human being, going through in this earth. There's a lot of challenges that one goes through, but also a statement that he says he was told the following morning, when he was also requesting understanding and more deeper understanding on the visions that he saw. It's that he knew that he died, and he was going to die because of this thing that he loves. He needed to come back on this earth again. He chose to come back, go through the very same thing again, but he needed to understand that how come can you be among people that love you, family, but you get killed, so hey. And he actually explains how he gets killed, so do yourself a favor, make yourself some free time, go catch the episode, be free, and be free minded, be open minded, and critical questions were asked. Ghost Lady said, but this sounds like you were high or some sort. He explained it that this is beyond a high. It's not even a drug. This is me going deeper into my life, understanding the layers that my soul had carried. They touched on episode of Msaki. Eugene had an amazing view on it as well, saying that we've got what you call soul families, or soul structures, people that you have met, or people that will always be in your life for whatever that it happens. And when you get to meet these people, some of them you meet them as your kids, some of them you meet them as your wives. He says that probably Musaki, when he met Smash Africa, those were souls that maybe might have met previously. When you have starting to do something new, but somehow you feel at home when you starting to meet somebody, but the conversation and how you guys get off felt like, you know, you guys have known each other for quite some time. So he speaks about that as well. and and I apologize, some of my videos, they just end in the middle of while I'm still recording, and sometimes my space, you know, cuts, and you know, we're still developing. I'm just sharing that because I know I'll be laughing at this and saying, right now we have all these things, we're no longer worrying, because that's the vision. So the episode was inspiring, the episode was amazing, the episode allowed me to understand that it's okay that I don't have some of the things. Because I don't have it, I don't have to feel like now I'm the worst thing that had ever happened. And because I have it, it doesn't mean that others than those who do not have it are useless or some other kind. I love his approach to life. I enjoyed everybody there. You know, I enjoyed everybody there. The fact that he said he arrived there hours, and then the guys were there late, but the energy that he gave, you know, was amazing. Once and for all, I am a chiller. I love MacG. I love Soul. I love Ghost Lady. Everybody who was there, and I appreciate the value that they give. You know, and he explained a lot of other things. You know, yesterday. I mean, not even yesterday. Yesterday, as I was watching the podcast, so I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you, and hoping that we can still meet and talk in the future. The name is Mohau, and this was the Banter with Mohau Kwebu. Boo! Last video for the day. Today I recorded my first video, which was I'm starting to enjoy this thing. So now I'm doing episodes where I'm just reading in Sesotho, you know, my language, because nuggets of Freestata. And I did an episode on the recent resignation on Zwandile Masina. And also I did a reaction on Paradise. Is this a song where AKA is writing for Nadia Nakai? Is this a song where he's writing, you know, a love song to her? Beautiful song, I like it. Please go check my reaction, tell me how you feel. Yeah, I put a lot of opinions on that. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is now my time to spend with my daughter and be normal and stop talking to the phone by myself, and just be free and just relax, because this is actually been a beautiful and productive week. Yeah, it's Thursday. I've put over 10 videos already. Wow. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, big up. This is the Banter with Mohau Kwebu. Thank you, Papa.